Hello everybody, this is Jennifer. Thanks so much for popping by my channel. So today I just have some quick little fun things to do with your embossing folders that I've just been having a good time, and what made me think of it was this embossing folder, which you can barely even see it on here, and some of their samples when they released the Enchanted Ocean weren't that great. So here you can kind of see what it's supposed to look like, and here I did two of them, one on colored cardstock, and this is on showing you the debossed side on both of these. This one I actually colored the white cardstock, but oh, they feel really good and they look really pretty, and I thought I'd start with that, and then I have several other little fun embossing folder and ink techniques. So the first one I'm going to do, and I didn't show you one of those, is where we're going to cover, and many of you probably already know this. If so, skip on ahead, but I appreciate you have even clicked anyway, is we're going to cover the flat side. So if you feel in which side, this is like raised only little parts, and most of it, the deboss side, is in. This is mostly flat and you'll feel it. So you can always kind of tell which side is on it, and depending on if it's Crafter's Companion, Spellbinders, they have their names different places. So I don't usually go with that. Like, I don't even look at that. So the first one I'm going to do, this is actually, I'm going to show you a 2D embossing folder. Normally most techniques everyone shows is 3D. I still like this one. It does still show up because, I guess because of the type it is. You can still see I had just done one in practice. Let me do it again so you can see, and you'll get the idea of how I like it, or how pretty it looks. Okay, I kind of want to get these smeary parts out, so let me just take my brayer again. Ooh, that didn't sound good. There we go. And just do a quick once over, try and even it out a little bit. Won't be perfect, but that's okay. At least that's okay with me. Okay, so we're gonna put on our paper, get our cutting plates, and if you notice, like, see, I just get ink everywhere. You can knock these out to do so many if you're gonna do like batch making. This is great, especially if you do have a background like pine boughs or something for Christmas. Okay, let me run it and we'll see. Let's take a look. You can see I'm already getting ink. Look at my hands already. Luckily, it comes off with water. And here you go. So you could see all those really cool white crests. Excuse the mess on the back. It'll be getting glued. Can you see? So again, this is just a 2D folder. And so we're just going to start with showing the white of them. And those are like the white points, the high points. So we're not going to touch anything on that versus doing one with the, we're going to cover it, do it in reverse now. Let me clean this up and be right back. Okay, so to do the next one, okay, which we're going to do now, color the crests on it, which is what I like better. We're going to spritz our paper real quick. I just do a very quick, and you know, this is on my Gemini 2, and I'm telling you, the pressure is just something else. It pushes it through to even where I've had some of the 300-pound paper, or like 230, 250. It's just cracking under it. So let me run it through. So you see, I have to like it peel. Okay, so that's how it comes out, and it's just, oh, it's like so good. I don't know if you can see all of it. And then all we're going to do at that point is, again, take whichever, if you want to swipe it over, or if you want to use one of the foam pads or your brush, whichever way. I just take, of course, the easy way. I'm going to just keep using the same color, and we're just going to swipe it over just very gently to try and get those highlights. Let's try it this way. Here we go. And that's it. That's all you're going to do to get these pretty. I would probably do it when I'm not standing with my head back and away, a little bit neater than this, but you get the gist. So when it's on white, you can obviously see the lines a little more as I'm going across, that kind of thing. But if you do it, I'm trying to like get these little edges. I don't know if they quite, let's see. There you go. Okay. This one looks a little bit smeary, I think, because I'm trying to like not put my head over it. But you can see with some of the other ones, and you can use the colored papers too, which is what I was going to do next, how pretty these come out. This one looks a little like smushy. I probably should have done a little better job on that. But let's try it one more time on this. So this is another one that is just a 2D embossing folder, 5x7. So I just wanted to show you. So if you looked at like a regular, this is white paper that I, inked up just to have some effect. It's, it's okay. It's just kind of bland. Is the debossed side. Here is the raised side. Here is the debossed with just, again, white with the ink on it. So same ink, but what a difference. And I just thought that was so good. So you guys, you should play with these. This one, I used some textured paper. Same thing. Here is the plain colored with it raised. The regular side you see. This is the deboss side, and again with some ink. And I love this one because if you look at the texture paper, it shows up. That's that's not the embossing folder if you look at it. But all these little like grooves and everything, look at how much better. I mean, I love that. I just think that came out so much better and so much more interesting. And those are 2D embossing folders. So I know nowadays 3D, that's the majority, a lot of what we get. Although I do still get a lot of Spellbinders 2D because I love how large they are. So they're great. What also made me, okay, so the other thing, I'll show you two more of them that I was doing. One is, again, this is the old nautical. I know Enchanted Ocean just came out, but this is a 3D from way back from Crafter's Companion, and I really like that. On these, if you look, there's a couple ways you can use these. I should probably just leave it this way. It's easier to see it. Folders. First way is what I was just showing. We're going to take it, and you're going to just ink the smooth side onto your paper. So this is the same color. That's what made me think of it. Here's our pretty folder. And we'll do another one of these real quick just to show you. So when you feel it, you should be able to see one side's raised, one side, like you can see the empty or the negative space, if you will. You'll see those flat parts. That's the side you want to go and color, and then this will be the raised side. So let's do one of them, same kind of thing, very quickly, and then I'll show you this one. This I colored in the debossed sides very lightly, okay, all around, as you can see, and then ran with the brayer, the blue, over the top again. So you get a much more distressed look or the much more clean look, whichever you like. Okay, so I'm going to use the brayer for this one to try and get it all, make sure I'm getting it on the correct side here. Some pretty salvage patina there. Let's see how much of this I can get on without covering myself in it this time. Again, try and place the paper about where you want it and not move it. Let's run it through. Okay, let's see what we got. See, that is just, to me, gorgeous. Now this was a much darker. This is the Salty Ocean, but look at that. What was that? Did I use Salvage Patina? Love it. It's kind of hard to see in here, which is why I did the first one, but it still has, the extra little layers. I hope that's coming out really well. Love it. Okay, I'll show you the other way very quickly. I am coloring, so to speak, on the raised side here so that it will go down into the paper, kind of like, the letterpress kind of effect. So you get in there. So I'm just kind of showing you what I'm doing bit by bit, trying to hold it up so you can just see it, I guess, hopefully a little better than from down on the table. And then I'm going to I'll finish. Sorry, it's hard for me to talk and color or anything at the same time. Finish and we'll put the paper on it, run it through. Okay, so give me just a second or two here. Let me finish that up. Okay, done coloring. Just try and hold that in there. See what all those splotches will end up looking like. Okay, so let's try with our brayer and see what we can do on this one. I have also seen some people take Sharpies to these, which I think is brilliant, and why not? Or the different markers or alcohol markers you can outline with fine line and whatever. I'm like, you know what, whatever works. For me, I just have had these out, and actually this all started because I've been playing with vellum and acetate in my embossing folders, but I'm going to show you the one I like best. I saved the best one for last, so fingers crossed. Let's see what we get with this. So anywhere that there's still the rays, which is going to be like as you saw on the other one, it's still going to get those flat parts and the raised parts, which I like. I mean, it just looks cool, like under the water, under the ocean. But if you don't like all that extra, you know, you don't have to do it this way. I just think it's really neat. So there we go. There's a couple little spots. Probably could do a little better there, but that's okay. And there we have it. So I like that. I mean, I think that's really cool and much easier than having to color everything in, and you still get that raised effect. I love it. So that is that one. Let me clean this up, and I'm going to show you my last one, which is this one. Oh my gosh, I love this. So give me 1 second. Okay, so this is the one, and I love this because this, to me, I don't know, I'm always saying I'm looking for the easier way or the cheap way, just like doing black ones. Like I did this one with the black because it makes it pop. You know, if I could find an easier way, that's what I'm looking for. So again, gorgeous 3D folders, and Crafter's Companion has all these ones, and you know, going from markers, watercolor pencils, and all that. And you certainly can do that, and they will come out beautiful. Let me just show you this. It is nice size. My paper's 5 by 5, so I think it's 5.5 by 5.5. And as you can see, a lot of open space, very deep in here. And this is one that is just done with white and color, and the heavier color on top of it. So I thought we'd just do that because it's so pretty. So let me just throw this in here. I'm going to mist it with water again because we're using 300 GSM 3D cardstock, and oops, and that just always helps get that little bit of extra deepness in there. Be right back. Okay, so let's take a look at our gorgeous, oh, this is so deep. Look at this. I don't know if you could see just how this is the inside, the puffed out, the regular traditional side. So I was serious about the inks. Please let me know what you guys like. What is your favorite thing? Because seriously, so many of these are dry. It's just ridiculous. And especially the Crafter's Companion, they don't even do refills for them, and I'm not liking that. Also, what's your favorite techniques? I was saying I like doing on vellum and especially acetate with shakers. So at some point I'll do another video on that. But I'd love to know what your techniques are. Okay, so on this one, we're using, again, the deboss side. I don't even know if you can tell on this because here's the emboss side, deboss side. So we're going to do the same thing again. Get me some ink and let's color. I am just going to try and fill in, and you'll see this. I'm just going to use the brush on here. So already you'll see already it's going to start picking up those ridges and give you some accents already, no matter what. This is a simple one because, of course, it has a lot of flat space, so I can kind of go in and get all these little pretty spots here. Try and fill the corners a little bit just to make it look pretty. And I'm just going to keep going around and filling in more spots, that kind of thing. And then, you know, there's a couple spots, like I tried to do a couple spots a little bit darker, but I didn't, you know, I'd like to say, oh, I spent a lot of time on this, but you're going to see how fast this goes, at least for me. I'm sure there's many of you that, and if honestly, if I was probably doing this for a special card, I would, of course, take a little more time to do it. Let's be honest. You know I would. You would too. But for today's purposes, just to give you the idea, I want you to see how simple and easy and pretty these come out. At least I think so. You know, I am far from the best, but I do enjoy this so much. So hopefully it just inspires you to go and do something a little fun, a little creative. And if you haven't tried it, you know, give it a shot, because what are you losing? I go through a lot of paper. I know people say, oh, don't waste that. If it didn't come out exactly the way you want it, don't waste it. You'll find something. Now, for me, they just go right into the bin because I have so much paper, and then I'll just try it again. I'd rather try it again and get it the way I want than keep all the ones I think, if they're not that great. I have enough clutter of everything else in my life, so those, you know, just go. I don't know if that's like a taboo thing to even admit in the world of craft, but that is just how I, you know, that's just how I do it. So I'm going to try to fill this in just a little bit. It's a little trickier here in the middle because I do kind of want to get some color into that center part without making it too super dark. Kind of feel like my pinks were a little better, but that's okay. I want to make a couple spots a little darker just so you could kind of see some dimension there. And kind of like pull them down a little bit. And then when we go over this, you'll see again. Okay, so depending on your colors, okay, that was dried marigold. And then I have saltwater taffy. And that's going to be same thing. We're just going to go over, you know, which isn't really the exact color, honestly. It's not like the most blendy, but I don't have the next shade up, so I'm not really sure what it would be. And I just thought, see, I think that's a pretty combination. But then again, I always like these kind of colors, so, you know, that's just me. But we're going to try and see what we can come up with here without destroying it too much, and then I will blend that out just a smudge. Okay, let me see. I think my other one's looking a little better there, like this. Oh my goodness, what happened down there? So on these, this is exactly all I kind of did with the other ones. The colors just sort of blended, I think, blended in a little better on the flowers. So let me just try and smooth them around a little. And that's like all it takes to try and get. Now, depending on how close or like contrasting you want your colors to be will depend on how good or not good or bad. Will depend on how much your colors, your rose, your petals and stuff will blend. I kind of like that. So, and I thought that would be like, this part was darker on this one and here it's lighter, but it shows the petals and looks like veins in the flower. I like it. So that's it. And I mean, what did that take? Just a couple minutes to run it through. Again, you could do it as however you guys would like. I hope you enjoyed that. You want to see more, I actually have just lots of hauls and then lots of techniques and tips and things that I just find fun. So I hope you'll subscribe, like, leave me a comment, let me know what your inks are, please. That's it for me for today. Bye for now.